Welcome back, everyone!
Welcome back!
I'm Brandice.
And I'm Jo'Van.
And you're watching
Closing the Gap!
Jo'Van, it is March.
It's my birthday month.
Okay, we're past that.
Okay.
But do you know what? So we're celebrating all month long.
No, what is it?
Women's Month!
Oh, yeah! No, I was playing. Yes, Women's Month. No, yeah. I shouldn't be playing, but no, for real. Happy Women's Month. Y'all are amazing. I appreciate you.
Thank
so
you.
happy Women's Month. Happy Women's Month to our producer. You know what I'm saying?
We rock! This is our month, ladies. Keep succeeding, doing all those big boss, girl boss things.
Yeah, y'all taking over the world. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. Like, so just keep doing it.
Keep doing
striving. Just keep building and creating other opportunities for other women.
Yes.
For real.
You rock.
For sure. So, yeah.
Thank you. Okay, Jo'Van, what are we talking about today?
So today, we will be talking about how or should you try to change your partner? And if you can, how do you go about it? Yeah. So, Brandice, what are your thoughts on that? Changing your partner.
Listen, Lindas. No, I think if you're going out to change someone, no, that's never. You can definitely teach someone how to pursue you or love you, but as far as like going out to change that person, I don't think that's a good look.
Why?
Why would you want to change someone? Like you can't. I feel like it's going to be what's the word? Fighting every step of the way if they feel like you're trying to change them. And I think that's just across the board, whether it's your girl trying to make a change, a guy, and a guy trying to change a girl, because it's like,
Right.
why? Like, I feel like I'm an awesome person. Why are you trying to change me?
Right.
Now you can't teach me like what makes you happy, and if I want to step up to the plate, then I will, and vice versa. But trying to change and mold that person, I don't think that's ever come out like the good look or beneficial or come out right.
I agree. I think trying to change someone, you're just going to frustrate yourself.
Oh, definitely.
It's better to just like the person that you're with from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? Now, I know that's hard because as you get to know people, you learn more and more about them that you didn't see in the beginning.
And that's part of dating.
That's part of dating. Yeah, that's part of dating for 100%. But I do think people, they're like, oh man, if it wasn't for this one thing, I would be so happy with this person. And so they're like, okay, I don't want to throw away all these other qualities just because of this one. So let's see if we can work on it. And then I feel like before they even try to work on it, they have to ask themselves, like, if this never changes, can I be with this person? And I think that's tough for a lot of people because,
And I think when you said that, it made me think of, like, I think a lot of people, especially when they get married, they think, oh, he will change, it will get better.
That is the wrong
way to think it through. Like, oh, it's going to change. You have to, especially when you're at that point where you're thinking about marriage, you have to be okay. If that person never changed, it stays the exact same way. There's no, we always hope there's growth, but you have to be okay with the way that person is right then, right there to move forward with the relationship. You'd never want to go into it thinking, oh, it will get better, it will change, or whatever, because it might not. And guess what? You're going to be stuck in this marriage and this relationship being miserable.
Exactly. I saw this quote. It says, the greatest gift you can give to somebody is your own personal development. I used to say, if you take care of me, I will take care of you. But now I say, I will take care of me for you if you take care of you for me. Which I think that's really healthy. If you really love that person, you're going to want to be the best version of yourself.
Yes.
So, and I feel like that is the optimal relationship. Because if you're with someone that's like, I'm just going to be good for me, I don't care about how you feel, I think that could be a toxic situation.
Definitely. And I know a lot of times we hear that saying. When you said that, made me think of this saying, happy wife, happy life. But it's all, I think the new people are saying, if we're like, I can't remember the new saying, but like basically make each other happy. It's not like a one-sided thing. So I don't know. When you said that, made me think of that.
Yeah.
Have you heard that saying, like the new saying?
Happy spouse, happy house?
Yes.
I just made that up. I didn't know what it was.
Well, it's something like that. It definitely is. Yeah, I think it is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's like you want to make sure you're both happy. It's not like a one-sided thing. So good job. Look at you.
Can we add a ding like when I smile later? Maybe not.
Okay.
Brandon's like, okay. So yeah, like you shouldn't try to change somebody. Try to accept them, even as they evolve. Try to accept those things about them, and while also being the best version of yourself. Because I feel like, and before I kind of like switch gears a little bit, at the end of the day, you have to evaluate yourself. If you're not trying to be the best version of yourself anyway, that's a problem. Because you can't have one person trying to be the best version of themselves and then the other person like, I think that kind of goes back into the whole ambition thing. I hear a lot of like women complaining about when it comes to their men. It's like the woman may be like, oh, I'm trying to do this and that. I'm doing this for the family, or I'm doing this for me, blah, blah, blah. And the guy's just kind of like, I'm chilling. And I can see in that type of dynamic how that could be problematic. But if she's not doing anything and if he's not doing anything, it's kind of like, okay, well, how about you change yourself first? And maybe, because that's my thing. Like, in my relationship, I want us to inspire each other. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be the one providing all the inspiration.
Yes.
And I know the other person doesn't want to do that either.
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So before I call you out on something, I need to make sure I'm also either doing it or not doing it, depending on, what we're talking about, right? But I do want to draw a very fine line. There's a difference between trying to change someone and teaching them how to treat you.
Yes.
Those are two different things. And so, like, when you think of teaching someone to treat you versus changing someone, how do you draw that line?
Well, like I said earlier, it's like when you are teaching someone or telling them how you would like to be treated or whatever the case may be, that person will either step up to the plate or they won't, and you have to accept that. I want to put that really out there fast. But showing, that's just either telling them, you have to communicate your needs and what you want, are showing them, and what's acceptable for you, what makes you happy. So things like that, just either telling them, communicating your needs and what makes you happy, what you would need for this relation to be happy in that relationship on both ends. It shouldn't just be one person. And validation, like, so when you do something, that person does something that does make you validate. They're like, okay, I really like when you did X, Y, and Z. Or if it's something
positive reinforcement.
There you go.
Yeah.
And on the flip side, if it's something that you don't like, you can also say, hey, I didn't really appreciate this, or you made me feel a certain, or I felt this way when you did this. So those kind of things. You want to reinforce, whether it's positive or negative, right then or right there. Don't ever just like, oh, well, he should know how to treat me, or whatever the case may be. Speak up. Tell them what you like. Communicate your needs, or show them. Be active. As some things that I did write down. You have to be vulnerable during that process when you're teaching somebody, because you don't ever want to assume they just know how to love you or how to treat you, because everybody's different. How you receive love is different from somebody else. So what you think is common sense is not. Man, it might not be the same way across the board.
You are preaching. So, and that goes into communication.
Definitely.
You can't be mad at someone for treating you away, but you haven't addressed it. Like, once it happens, you have to address it. Then that's when it's on them.
Yes.
I know there's some things I still believe are common sense. I'd be like, how could you?
Guilty.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I think we all have those things like, how could you not understand that? But you can't assume that, because some people really just don't know. They were raised differently. They didn't have certain expectations that you had put on you. So you have to give people that grace, unless it's like, I don't know. It's kind of, I want to say it's clearly just disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? But you got to give people that grace to at least give them that one, like, hey, yo, don't do that.
Yes.
That's what go ahead.
Yeah, and it might be common sense, but they might have gone away with it in previous relationships.
Facts.
And they're like, oh, well, I did it with this relationship, so why can I do it in this? And it could be something so simple, like,
right.
Let's say, like, open the doors, like, oh, my ex didn't like me to open doors, so I don't open doors for you, whatever. But you're like, well, that's how I want you to open doors. I want you to do X, Y, and Z. And so you're like, oh, okay. And you might think, how dare he didn't even open my door? How dare he? I'm not seeing him again. But you didn't communicate that that's something you want to do. And again, you might think that's common sense, but you don't know how his previous relationships were, or if he was ever taught that from the beginning. So you just don't know. There's so many things that we just think, oh, you should know. And I'm very guilty of this, like, especially at a certain age. I'm like, you're X age and you're still doing what? I don't feel like I need, but.
Or it's like farting. You know what I'm saying? It's like you with the person and they fart, and no one's ever called them out on it. Like the loud ones. You know what I'm saying? And they're like, oh, my bad. I didn't know that was disrespectful. So now they kindly walk away. You know what I'm saying? But you think it's common sense, but not to them because no one ever said anything. They just sat there and they smelled it, and they took it like a champ.
Okay, I'm very interested that you went that route, but okay, but yes,
yeah,
that is a good example.
So I think it comes down to trying to change someone versus teaching people how to treat you. Teaching people how to treat you is just self-respect.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Trying to change someone. Oh man, I have this quote I gotta read. Hold up, let me pull it up. Hold on.
While he pulls it up, and again, I just want to reiterate: if that person's not willing to step up to the plate and treat you the way you deserve to be treated, then it's time to go. Don't ever feel like, okay, I really want this to work, so I'm gonna change him. He's gonna change. No. Either he or she will step up to the plate and treat you the way you deserve, or they're not. And I think that's what we're trying to get out of this. You can't change anyone, but you can just teach and tell someone what you want out of a relationship, and if they either A, gonna step up to the plate, or they're not, and if they don't, goodbye.
Facts.
Where's your quote?
I don't have a quote.
Okay. Alrighty. Well, guys, please let us know in the comments, what do you guys think? Do you think you can change someone? And if you do, please let us know how. Just let us know how you can, if you think you can change someone. Just let us know in the comments. What am I trying to say? It's time for me to go. So
that reminded me of the whole what I kept on saying. 13%. 13.
What?
13. You remember that when it was like 700 million? It was like I was like 10.
Mental health.
Yes.
So
and I just had
adverse mental effects. They affect 13% of the world's population. That is, so if there's 7 billion people, 10% of that is 700 million. Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not mathematicians.
We're not mathematicians, and we're not mental health professionals. You do the math. 1700. Wait, 1700.
What'd you say? Lord help us.
13%. 13%.
Yeah.
And I just
had
a mental breakdown
I'm
on the
glad
show.
that I have a good memory, because if you just said that like to somebody else, I'm like, what are you talking about? You will break down. 13%. And I was like, what are you talking about? Dude, you made me glad I have a good memory, and I was like remotely knew what you were talking about, because you're like, 13, remember when I said that? That was over a year, guy. That was our 3rd episode. We're on 50-some episode now. So the fact that I remember that.
And I didn't doubt you. I knew you were going to know what I was talking about.
Because it seemed like you were having a stroke. 13!
No, that's how it happened. Or I was like 17. I don't know. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching this episode. And please like, comment, subscribe, and share.
We're going to get some to eat, because clearly our mind is woo.
Yes.
Don't leave us. We're here. I promise you we'll be back next week with the
Women's Month is wearing me out, man. I'm trying to tell you. That's why I'm all done playing.
Okay, so we gave him a 3-episode extension. Clearly, he's not supposed to be here. So just for that comment, he will not be back next week. So, ladies, if you want to fill in his role, DM me. Thanks, guys. Please come back next week.